Stretched out to the middle, back to
broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score! Bernardo Fords. Hey, it's in! Rochester
Coming to you from the Titan Soccer Complex, home of the Eastern Florida State Titans, we have USL Soccer live on YouTube as Orlando City B hosts the Wilmington Hammerheads. Welcome in, everybody. Great to have you with us. Austin David here alongside Oliver 12 Trees, head coach of Eastern Florida State. And Oliver, we've got two teams coming into this one within a point of each other in the standings, and both on the cusp of the playoffs.
Certainly now is the time for the final push here for the playoffs. Both teams just right outside the playoffs, and they need those wins. And what a great night, and what a fantastic, fascinating week in Orlando soccer it's been with the hiring Jason Kreis, and he'll be watching from afar tonight, I'm sure, keep an eye on his young guns and who could be making the step up.
Definitely. Guys to watch out for here tonight. OCB hoping to swim away with 3 points here against the Hammerheads here at Eastern Florida State. We'll have lineups and kickoff coming up to you right after this.
We know where it all began. It was the best start of any professional soccer club in the history of the United States. We have continued to smash records in our transition to MLS. Our destiny is to defy expectations.
We had ruled an era in this league. And now we are back for more.
Our mission is to turn young talents into soccer stars.
And there's no better way to do it than winning championships. The future of Orlando City can be summed up in 3 letters: O-C-B.
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at gococobeach.com.
Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back to Eastern Florida State College, home of the Titans, as we are getting set to get underway here between OCB and the Hammerheads. And without further ado, let's get into our player to watch first for the Hammerheads. Leading goal scorer and defender, Bruno Peron.
Bruno Peron, he's going to bring a lot of size and power to the back line of the Wilmington Hammerheads. He scored. He's actually their top scorer this year from the centre-back position, and OCB are certainly going to have to be aware of him on set pieces.
Not often that a leading goal scorer is a center back, and have to watch out for him. Meanwhile, for OCB, leading goal scorer, Michael Cox.
Michael Cox certainly is not a centre back. He's got about 50% goal scoring strike rate here with 6 goals, team leading for OCB, and he's really going to stretch the Wilmington defense, and he's going to look to get in behind and get in those spaces where he can do what he does, and that's put the ball in the back of the net.
All right, without further ado, let's get into the starting lineups first for the visiting Wilmington Hammerheads. And as we mentioned, Bruno Peron, bit of EPL experience, as well as former Manchester United player Liam Miller right in the center of the field.
Certainly as well. I'll be excited to watch Mr. Jeff Machad, former Eastern Florida player, playing on this left wing. Very talented individual that can beat players on the dribble, as well that can score from the outside. So I'll be excited to see him making the step up in action tonight.
Meanwhile, for OCB, bit of change in the lineup here. Zach Ellis-Hayden in for Tyler Turner. Marius Obakop, as well as Johnny Mendoza in on the wings.
Yeah, good opportunity for Obakop here with the silver away with the national U19 team. So an opportunity for him to stake a claim for those wing positions. And he's very, very good on the dribble. And again, is a goal-scoring threat. And he'll be looking to do where he left off from last season for the New York Red Bulls too.
While the referees here tonight in center of the field there, David Erbacher, assisted by Daniel Gutierrez and Esteban Rosano, as well as our fourth official, Albert Escobar. As the team's meeting in the midfield, getting set to get underway. OCB currently sitting at 6-6-6, 24 points, 8th in the East. And meanwhile, Wilmington Hammerheads under the leadership of Mark Briggs. They are 6-7-5 with 23 points, just behind OCB in 9th.
And OCB be coached tonight by Coach Anthony Pulis. He's back. He was with the first team last night, but he's back in now. Came in late last night, and he's back resuming duties as a head coach of OCB as well as an assistant for Orlando City.
Yeah, talked to him a bit before the game. He is quite tired, but he made sure he didn't want to miss this game, and so flew in and is now here coaching up his team. And we are underway here. No, we are not. Referee will call it back. And now we are underway here at Titan Soccer Complex as Mikey Ambrose looks for Michael Cox to start off early. There'll be a throw-in coming for OCB.
It looks like Lewis Neal is going to play the furthest forward in the midfield triangle for OCB, with Ribeiro and Tony Roacha in behind.
Trying to get the shape here is Callan McFadden will get it out. To Ellis Hayden. Hayden's actually been very solid in the fullback position for OCB as of recently. Tyler Turner missed a few games with suspension. Ellis Hayden came right in and has done fairly well.
Yeah, he's keeping the former national team player Tyler Turner on the bench.
And Myers Obacop weaving in between players, getting it out to Johnny Mendoza. OCB just trying to settle things down. Is a lot of play in the midfield to begin the game. So Obacon tries to thread one through, and Mendoza will come. Get tackled over by Logan Miller. That'll be a free kick for OCB.
Logan and Liam Miller will be working a tandem in the midfield there for the Hammerheads.
No relation between the two as far as I know.
Yeah, Justin Moose will be just playing in front of them in the wearing number 10 and playing in the number 10 attacking midfield position.
OCB just trying to get it out of their half. Very similar to how the game between these two teams went in the very first game of the season here at Eastern Florida State. Very high pressing. OCB just trying to get it out of their half. Now the Hammerheads will take it. And Ambrose will head it down to Obacop. So Obacop trying to get past his defender, but it will be a foul on Obacop.
Yeah, very physical start to the game. Both teams not allowing each other time to play and time to get your head up and pick passes out. So I think it's going to be a very quick-paced game from the looks of the early play.
The Hammerheads not in the greatest of forms as of late, coming off of 2 blowout losses. First the Bethlehem Steel, and then the league-leading Louisville City. 4-1 at home.
Yeah, apart from that, though, they've been solid all year. You know, a lot of 1-0 games. So, you know, it's a talented group here that can't be taken lightly.
You see all those 1-0 score lines, you got to think that chances are going to be few and far between for the opposing side.
And I was speaking to Jeff before the game, and, you know, he's excited to play on a lovely grass field. You know, they train and play on a turf field up there at the Hammerhead, so all these players are going to be definitely excited to play on a pristine grass turf field.
Mashad played for you back in 2013 to 2014 after transferring from UCF. But Oliver, how is it for you seeing one of your players finally making the jump to the pros and having the chance to see them here now back at the field that they played at as a professional?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, that's what we're trying to promote here, is giving players the opportunity to develop their game and then move to the next level. So it's great seeing it in action.
Mendoza cuts that one out. Back to the Hammerheads now with Liam Miller. He'll lay it off. And it'll be taken away by Devron Garcia. Garcia, the only MLS loanee tonight for OCB, as everyone else is either on the bench or away with the MLS side.
Yeah, and the MLS team was bare bones a little bit. You know, they were 1 short on the substitutes bench last night as well. So certainly it's all hands on deck.
So here's a counterattack by OCB's. Neal tries to thread it through the Cox, but it'll be picked up by Eric Ati.
Nice look there from Lewis Neal, just maybe overhit that passer a little bit, but a good run from Cox, and shows what OCB can do on the counterattack if they're given space to do so.
You just got to look at Eric Anti over there. Only 5'10" as a goalkeeper. Not the prototypical size goalkeeper. Obviously, you want him to be 6 foot and above to try and catch all the corners of the net. But Anti has started the last few games for the Hammerheads.
Yeah, formerly with the Silverbacks, and I know he's a talented goalkeeper and a great shot stopper. You got to be, if you're smaller, you got to be even better.
Let's look at Nick Raimondo for Real Salt Lake. Very short when it comes to goalkeeping, but has made his name in MLS, being a very good shot stopper. Chance cut out by OCB as Roacha will get into that. Quick passes coming from OCB as Roacha will set Obacop on the run. Mendoza cuts inside. Obacop tries to turn, but a nice job by Faircloth to poke it away.
Great play in the midfield there between Roacha and Ribeiro. Released Obacop, and Obacop, you know, every striker, every winger, that's what you want. We want the opportunity to go 1v1, and he really didn't make the most of that against Michael Meacham there.
Obacop has had his chances during this season, made 13 appearances. He's had 9 shots, but still without a goal. I'm sure he's very hungry to put one in the back of the net. So now here he is again with the ball, getting off to Neal. So Ambrose will try and run that one down. Tries to keep it in play, but referee says it rolled out.
That's certainly a sign of, you know, OCB playing well, started the game well with their left back Mikey Ambrose attacking. He loves to attack down that left flank and just couldn't get there in time before that ball went out of play.
A multitude of the OCB players actually this week during training were training with the MLS side. Mark Ridgers was playing as the backup goalkeeper, as well as Mikey Ambrose and Richie Larea, who's on the bench today.
Yeah, surprised to see, you know, Richie on the bench tonight. He's started in, I believe, almost every game this season for OCB. So opportunity for some other guys to step in, and guys like Johnny Mendoza to take his opportunity.
Played in 16 out of the 18 games Larea has. Hasn't scored yet, but has had 2 assists to his credit. I'm sure we'll be seeing him at some point during the match.
Yeah, very hot one again tonight, so I think both teams will be using their full bench.
That one's a bit overshot by Peroni.
He's certainly a large lad, old Peroni. Even making Michael Cox look small.
Cox is listed at 6'2", and Peroni listed at 6'4". One of the tallest players on the pitch, as a matter of fact. As McFadden will take this one, just boot it downfield. As Mendoza tries to box out Michael Binns.
Sure, McFadden will enjoy playing on the same pitch as Liam Miller, both Irish players, and obviously there's quite a lot of difference in the age there. Liam Miller towards the end of his career, and Connor McFadden just, you know, making his way in the game, but I'm sure he'll enjoy sharing the pitch with Liam Miller tonight. Miller's
played in a multitude of clubs, as we mentioned. Man United, played at Celtic, Sunderland, played in Australia. He's been all over the place, and he brings that level of experience to this club, as not only as the captain, but the guy in the midfield kind of pulling the strings.
Definitely. Look to him to control the tempo of the game for the Hammerheads tonight.
So Michael Binns will make this throw. Binns only signed yesterday officially, and is already starting his first game. As Ellis Hayden trying to get that one out, but it rolls out of play. Binns will take this one again.
Yeah, Binns by trade is a centre midfielder, but he is a left-footed player, and the Hammerheads have been a little short on lefties, so he gets to start at left back.
As we do have a foul in the midfield, as Andrew Ribeiro loses a cleat, clashing with your own Jeff Michaud. It'll be a free kick coming from the Hammerheads.
Yeah, it looks like Ribeiro was just a little late in that tackle. Probably didn't even need to make that tackle, as Michaud had given that ball away to Mikey Ambrose. But certainly the Hammerheads will be happy to pick up this free kick in a dangerous position. It looks like the new signee, Michael Binns, is laying this ball down. He maybe fancies a go from all of 35 yards.
27-year-old out of Portmore United in Jamaica. Played for the national team as well. Has made a few appearances for them.
It's a lot of talent down in the Caribbean, and a lot of them playing in the USL as well.
So here will be Binns with the kick into the box, and it's going to be popped out as Miller will lay it off now. Ball's into the box, and it will be out for a corner kick. First one of the match for either side.
Yeah, good strike. You can see that Binns does have a quality left foot. He put that into a nice area there, and then Liam Miller, calm and composed as always, played a good weighted pass to allow the cross to come in first time, and a good clearance there from Garcia.
So will be Binns again on the set piece coming from the corner. So he'll put this one low into the box, and Ambrose is there to easily head it away. Come out to Martz now. Put it again in the box as Faircloth heads it out of bounds. It'll be goal kick for Mark Ridgers. Ridgers currently third in USL in saves, behind Alex Mangles, who's Tulsa Roughnecks keeper.
Yeah, Ridgers has been class all season. He's been very, very dependable and hardly made any errors, and been fantastic in his shot stopping and general all-around goalkeeping.
Shot and Hayden battling a bit. Peroni will just clear that one out of play.
Yeah, it looked like there was an opportunity for Rivera. There was a 50-50 ball. Looks like there was an opportunity for him to go through the ball, but maybe he saw big Peroni closing down on him, and maybe he pulled out of that one.
He's a very big presence.
Certainly.
You see a big guy coming at you with the shadow. If you're looking down, you just kind of get a bit nervous, maybe. Zayden will throw this one in, looking for Cox, as goes over his head. Peroni will just play that one back to Ati.
I see Peroni using all the experience there. Just as that ball was coming to Cox, just a little bump in the back. Put him off bounds. He wasn't able to control the football.
And here's Miller to Mashad. Nice job by Neal to take that one away.
Yeah, that's what Lewis Neal's going to give you. He's not really an attacking midfielder by trade, but he's going to give you that work rate in the number 10 position, as well as a creative threat.
Roacha will leave this one off for Neal. That one to go out of play. As we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, a few names missing from Orlando City's, or OCB's, starting 11. Pierre de Silva's with the U19s, the US U19s in Spain, so he's not in the 18 tonight. As we mentioned, Richie Larea on the bench with Tyler Turner. Connor Donovan was called up by the MLS side due to their lack of depth currently. And Devron Garcia out here right now. As Mashad will get into the box, blocked away by Garcia, but it'll be another corner kick coming for the Hammerheads.
Nice little combination play. Jeff Mashad with the vision there to play that little back heel around the corner for Barnes, and wins the corner.
Great little back heel flick by Mashad, as Barnes plays it in nicely. And
Barnes has started almost every game, the older shot man, but only 2 goals on the year for 19 games, so good hold-up player, but needs to be a little bit more clinical.
As Mashad ready to take this one. Once again low and cleared away by Ambrose. And it'll be taken by Cox. Mendoza was on the run, trying to get free. And instead it's popped up and out of play by Ridgers.
You can see Ridgers wasn't happy with that clearance. He's frustrated at himself for mishitting.
Just didn't get a good piece of it.
Yeah.
Logan Miller now. As here's Martz into the box, popped up in the air, and not cleared yet as Obakop now gets it off to Neal. And a chance for OCB to counter. As Obakop will have it picked out by Faircloth.
Yeah, good.
And it goes back to OCB's defense again.
Good clearance there from Fairclough. No nonsense. Another Jamaican defender back there, and Obakop couldn't get there in time.
Chip over the top for Obakop, and that'll be poked away by Faircloth and out of play. talk about OCB's recent games, that one goes out of play. 4 ties out of their last 5 games, including the last 3 in a row against Charlotte, Rochester, and Charleston. All draws.
Yeah, they've definitely become a lot more solid defensively in the last few months of the season, but they perhaps are missing that little creative spark that can convert those draws into victories.
Last 2 games been 0-0 draws at that, so maybe lacking a bit of offensive firepower as well.
Yeah, and they're going to miss De Silva tonight. He was the man to really unlock a lot of defenses, and obviously De Silva with the national team, he's been playing very, very well.
So here's a chance for Neal as he gets through a bit. Settles things down, gets it off for Cox, tries to turn, and Auntie comes out and grabs it.
Really nice idea from Cox there. The nice entry pass from Lewis Neal, and Cox just tried to roll his man and just over touched it a little bit, but good idea from Cox. Good direct center forward play to try and get his shot off with the second touch.
I talked to Cox earlier this week in training, and he's kind of disappointed in himself. Even though he is the leading goal scorer for the club right now, he still feels that there's a lot of room for improvement in his game, and you really like to hear that from your center half, especially if you are leading the goal scorers. You say you can get a lot more.
Sure, as I say to my attacking players, look, you've got to go into every game thinking you've got to either create or score a goal. So he's not going to be happy unless he's got a goal a game or an assist or a goal a game. So that's the kind of average he's looking to put out here, and he's definitely got the talent to do so.
23-year-old out of Calgary with 6 goals and an assist over 16 games. Leads the team in goals. Second on the team is Haji Berry, who has 4 in 7 games. And his efforts have gotten him to the MLS level. And started last night.
Yeah, he started the last 2 games on the wing. Not really probably his favorite position, but he's certainly done well out here for OCB, and he's taking his chance now with the Orlando City first team too.
A lot of possession here early on for the Hammerheads. They'll come out to Binns on the near side. Logan Miller will switch field. Over to the far side for Meacham. Ball's into the box as Garcia chases it down. Come back out to Meacham. Ball's over the top for Noen, and it rolls out of play for a goal kick. Get into the game through the USL's social media channels. Follow the USL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for news, live game updates, and video highlights from across the league. The USL coming down to the last few games. OCB only has 12 games left, 4 of those at home. It's going to be very crucial, especially with them right at the cusp of the playoffs, to get as many points as they can while they're at home. This game very crucial as the ball is into the box and just flies over the head of everybody and cleared away by Mendoza, but it's going to be picked out by Mashad.
Yeah, good work from Mendoza to get back and get into good position, tracking his midfielder back, but then gives the ball up there, and that's you don't want to give the ball up in the final third for sure defensively.
Peroni coming up from his center back position just a bit. Getting it off to Mashad, who will try the effort, but it'll go well wide.
Yeah, Jeff Mashad there trying to find that pocket of space in between the center backs and the defensive midfielders, and was unable to hit the target with that.
Not a bad effort from Mashad. Just took a quick dribble and tried to get a bit of curl on it. Didn't quite curl as much as he wanted it to.
He almost hit the corner flag, I think.
As that will not stay in play, says the assistant referee. Hayden tried to save that one. Come out to Logan Miller now. We got Logan Miller out of Tomball, Texas, and Liam Miller out of Cork, Ireland. And from what I can see, I don't think they have any distinction, just the numbers. Both say Miller on the backs of their jerseys. As that last play was offside. So we look at Devron Garcia over there, 11 games, 1 goal, and only 1 shot on goal.
Yeah, he really came over as a central midfield player, and he's fit in very, very well into the centre-back position.
Cox goes down trying to win that ball, and Peroni will take it for the Hammerheads.
They need to get a lot better service into the front men right now. You know, if Cox is going to have to deal with balls like that, then Faircloth is, and Peroni is going to eat that up all day.
OCB trying to press the back line a bit, but unable to win the ball back, as now it'll free up Martz on the wing, but it'll roll just wide for him and be a goal kick for Ridgers. We talked a little bit about Ridgers in the beginning of the broadcast here. 25 years old, Inverness, Scotland, played for St. Mirren, Hearts of Midlothian, as that's a dangerous play there.
Yeah, from Roacha there, that's what you call a hospital pass. That was, he got his goalkeeper in a real bit of trouble there, and Richards in the end did well to try and get out of that, but that could have been a goal very, very easily. It was really a poor pass back from Tony Roacha, very uncharacteristic from him. Bobbled that ball back to him, and Ridgers just about got that out of there. Otherwise, that was almost an easy goal there for Hamilton, the Hammerheads.
And good reading by Moose to see the ball just kind of bouncing towards him. Made an effort at it. Came up a bit limp, but he's up and moving. This ball in by Binns, going to be over the head of everyone. Now for a goal kick. So crisis averted for now. Like you said, if you're Tony Roacha, you can't really give those free balls away, and especially if a game is going to be as closely contested as this one.
You can see they're trying to play out of the back, and that's the style OCB want to play. They want to play out of the back, and you know, I'm sure the coaches encourage them to do that, but you know, there's a risk versus reward in certain areas of the park that you've got to try and live by.
Yeah, and as you talk about the style of OCB, obviously Jason Kreis is taking over at the MLS level. Going to be trying to work his formation as both Mendoza and Hayden go down. And we will be seeing our first yellow card of the night to Michael Binns.
Yeah, so he makes his debut, and he picks up his first yellow card of his career here for the Hammerheads.
As I was saying about the new coaching staff for Orlando City at the MLS level, obviously Jason Kreis taking over and implementing his formation into the MLS side. And that's going to be trickling down to the OCB side, the academy side. Obviously, they want to be playing what Jason Kreis is implementing, so that, especially with OCB, all those young guys can be ready to play if they are called upon to come up and play in the MLS side. So you're most likely going to be seeing some changes over the next few months with the OCB system.
Yeah, Jason Kreis likes to play the 4-4-2 diamond formation, and there has been a lot of talk about that diamond formation that won him the MLS with Real Salt Lake, and I think the pieces are there. It's not dissimilar to how they're playing here tonight, and just with a 2 front instead of 1 in behind. But there are similarities, and it is going to be a pass-in, high-tempo style, not dissimilar to the way OCB and Orlando City have played in the past. But you're definitely going to see OCB playing in the same way as the first team, with Jason Kreis, who's going to want full control over how both teams are playing.
I talked with Anthony Pulis about Jason Kreis. He said he had a quick little meeting with him, talked to him a bit about OCB and where they're at right now. And one of the things Pulis said is that him and Kreis have very similar mentalities when it comes to coaching, very similar demeanors, and he thinks that they'll get along very well in terms of a working relationship, trying to develop these players into MLS talent. It's going to be popped up as Ellis Hayden goes over the top of Mishad, and it will be a throw-in for OCB.
Yeah, definitely. Jason Kreis is very much known as a no-nonsense, very disciplined, very hard-working, serious coach, and sometimes that discipline and that seriousness can be taken in, maybe in the wrong way, but he's very, very focused, and certainly Anthony Pulis is a very focused coach as well, serious about his trade.
Here comes Austin Martz on the wing. Garcia marking him. They'll play it back to Miller. Miller will get it into the box, popped over the bar, and it'll be a goal kick, but Barnes Homer got a header right in the middle of the box
Yeah, I can see the class there of Liam Miller, just able to hit that ball first time. Swing that in with his right foot first time, right on the head of Barnes, and Barnes really wasn't able to control that header, which was, you know, for a big centre forward, you want that kind of service in there into the box, and he wasn't able to make the most of that and create a shot on target. Still looking for that first shot on target, right?
Believe so. Hasn't been too many efforts going either way, more so for Wilmington, but again, neither on target. So here's a chance for OCB. Cox wins the ball back, gets it off to Obakop. So he'll take it in between two defenders, lays it off. Nice play as Obakop goes down, and it will be cleared off the line, but it's a penalty called. OCB with a chance to take the lead. Only 25 minutes in.
Great play there from Obakop. That's what he's in the team for. Picking the ball up from deep, gets it off Cox and drives past his man, drives into the final third. Little 1-2 with Lewis Neal and gets that touch first. Doesn't get the, and Liam Miller doesn't get the ball. He does get Obakop, and that's why the referee points to the spot.
So it will be Michael Cox to take. He's looking to add to his team leading score sheet.
So Miller's still arguing. He gets a yellow card. Not sure if that was for the foul or for the argument. I think maybe it's for the afters.
And we'll see. We'll have to see at halftime what it goes into the books as. Meanwhile, this is really OCB's first chance to score, and you can't really ask for a better chance. One-on-one with the keeper, Michael Cox. And we'll see how he goes. Cox with the slow run-up. He takes it and buries it into the bottom left corner. Easy finish from Michael Cox, putting OCB up 1-0 in the 26th minute.
Yeah, nice penalty there. Just gives Ati the eyes and sends him the wrong way and rolls it in to the corner for his team-leading 7th goal of the season. But very relaxed, bit of pressure on that penalty right there, and he just looked cool as a cucumber, rolled it into the bottom corner, and OCB take the lead after some really smart play from Obakop and Neal to draw that penalty kick.
Nice job by Cox, just kind of opening up his body, sending the keeper the wrong way. And a very easy, calm, cool, collected finish for Cox with his team-leading 7th goal on the season.
Yeah, just opened up his hips and closed them, and the keeper bought it, went the wrong way.
So now OCB playing with the lead, their first goal in the past 3 games. And now we'll have to see how OCB defend, as well as Wilmington Hammerheads come back and attack after giving up the lead.
Yeah, perhaps that'll give OCB a little bit more momentum now going into the, the end of the first half, and try and get some patterns of play going out here tonight.
There's a deflected cross and it'll be out of play. Another corner coming. Corner coming for the Hammerheads. I think Bridges was trying to argue that it just went out of play.
Mendoza, he's going to give you that work rate. That's why this team and this coach loves little Johnny Mendoza from Altamont Springs, because he's going to give you work all night long, defending and attacking.
I remember when he was playing with the Orlando City lineup in 2013. Loved his work rate when he got into the lineup, as that one's going to be popped up, and it's going to be a foul on the Hammerheads as somebody went through the back of Devron Garcia, and he's down in just a bit of pain.
Looks like Logan Miller, yeah.
He lost his boots. So far, 2 OCB players have lost their boots tonight.
Yeah, Logan Miller there. Didn't really look like he had any intent of playing the ball, and took out big Devron Garcia.
A quick replay of that corner kick is it was actually Faircloth that just went into the back of him.
Yeah, Faircloth certainly is a no-nonsense defender. He doesn't mind getting his body in the way. Don't think that'll be his last foul of the evening.
Nike is a proud sponsor of the USL. Follow Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Ball's popped up into the air by Cox.
Good win there from Cox, and he's really got to, Obakop's got to anticipate that he's going to win that header and get there a little quicker.
As we do have an offside flag on Mendoza, just trying to time his run in between the 2 center backs. And as he was standing there, he really does seem a lot shorter than 5'6". standing next to 6'2" and 6'4" center backs.
Yeah, that might be a little bit optimistic, 5'6".
That's what they got him listed as. So here's a run from Ambrose. Crossed it into the box. Cleared away by Peroni. So OCB starting to win a bit of possession here as Neal gets a bit tangled up. Plays it back to Ati.
Yeah, that goal's definitely shifted momentum, and OCB have got some confidence here and are starting to knock the ball around a little bit better.
It's popped up by Mashad. Under it is Barnes. Again, OCB win the ball back. So Obakop dancing around defenders. There's a dangerous ball back, but OCB able to maintain possession. So far, very impressed with Marius Obakop coming in for 17-year-old Pierre da Silva.
Yeah, that's what he's in the team for, and he's shown glimpses of that all year, and maybe his final product hasn't been there, but he's been sharp tonight, and obviously he won that penalty that OCB are leading from.
So here comes Roacha, popped over by Neal as Obakop takes the shot, and it just goes wide. Just as we were talking about how Obakop's very much improved, gets an opportunity on goal on his left foot. Just pushes it wide.
And that's why Lewis Neal is playing that number 10. Look at this first time ball around the corner from Lewis Neal. Just a lovely little no-look pass. Knows Obakop's got the pace to get around Micha. Micha hits it first time and just doesn't get the connection that he wants and just pulls it wide. But that was a big, big chance for Marius Obakop.
You saw Mendoza running on the far post to try and win that one back as it was going wide, but
no way Obakop was passing that one.
He wanted that one.
But certainly big signs of encouragement for OCB in the way they've played the last 10 minutes since the goal.
As we said earlier, very, very big games for OCB coming as Mendona has that one knocked away. And it's off of Bin, so it'll be an OCB throw-in. This is one of the last 4 home games for OCB.
There's a lot of games on the road, towards the end of the season. That's, those games are really going to count. But these games here, they win your home games and try and get some results get some points on the road, and that's the recipe for making the playoffs for OCB.
Especially with the next game coming up for OCB, it's very crucial to get a few points because next week they'll be traveling to the league-leading Louisville City. That one's going to be not foul. As Tony Roacha plays on.
Yeah, very calm from Roacha. Roacha very rarely misses a pass, and he's very composed on the ball, showing that composure there, getting up from the ground and still completing his pass. He's been one of the guys that has been, called up a few times to Orlando City as well, and he's had a very good season for OCB. He'll be one for the future, Tony Roacha.
Spent some time with preseason as well as the U.S. Open Cup games. Got a few starts here and there as well. That one's going to be a foul on Liam Miller as he's trying to win the ball back.
Yeah, Liam Miller's not a very happy camper right now. He's been called for a couple of fouls. He's got that yellow card, and he's got to be careful now. That's another foul he's given away. He's on the yellow.
So there's a run from Mendoza just off the shoulder, and just easily cleared away by Peroni. Now it'll be switched to the far side over to Meacham. We'll just play it back to Faircloth. As I was saying, for OCB, going up to Louisville City, league leading 12-2-6 record, 42 points compared to OCB's 24. So it'll be a very big test going up against former Lion James O'Connor and his squad.
Yeah, he's done a great job over there in building that program over the last couple of years.
Ball's into the box. Picked out by Garcia and out to Obakop. Ambrose will just clear it out of play.
Yeah, good position there from Garcia. He's relatively new to the centre back position, and he just picked up the space where Barnes was going to be running into and just picked up that cross easily and was able to play out the back as well.
We got a shot of Mark Briggs, the head coach of the Wilmington Hammerheads in his first season. He's a player for 20 different clubs over his career. Played for Wilmington in 2012 and 2013. Also played in Willenhall Town, Shrewsbury Town, Notts County, West Bromwich. He's been around.
Yeah, that's a journeyman. That's a journeyman right there, and he'll have used all that experience, played under the good, the bad, and the ugly, I'm sure, in his career, and he's using that experience. He's got to use all that experience to get the Hammerheads into a better position here tonight and throughout the rest of the season.
Played under the longtime coach of the Wilmington Hammerheads, David Irving, who was pretty much their coach for the entirety of their existence.
Ooh, that was a nasty one there.
Very dangerous challenge as with Cox upended. Are they going to play on here? I guess they will, and now they'll play it out.
Logan Miller, Logan Miller went out for that header, and as he's in the air, Cox just backed into him. And Miller came down hard.
See a quick replay here as Ridgers pops that one up into the air. Oof. Just goes right over the top of him. And
yeah, it'll be.
To Miller's credit, he jumped very high.
Yeah.
But maybe a bit too high as he kind of went over Cox and tripped up on his shoulders.
Yeah, he's going to need an ice pack after this game, that's for sure. His back's going to be sore in the morning.
10 minutes still to go in the first half. OCB up 1-0 from a Michael Cox penalty in the 25th minute. Now with a bit of possession spell coming from the Hammerheads, as Bruno Peron, the leading goal scorer for the Hammerheads, trying to get a bit forward. As nice job by Binns to win the ball back for the Hammerheads. Into the midfield as Obakop tries to get it. Logan Miller gets it out wide. As Meacham sets up the cross, blocked by Obakop. And another nice move by Marius. So he'll try and push a bit forward. Cox with the hold-up play. Taken away. Back to the Hammerheads.
Well, the Hammerheads have had a lot of possession here tonight, but they really haven't tried to exploit the space in behind Orlando City, and that makes it easy to defend against. Everything's just in front. You see right there where Ellis Hayden was able to pinch the ball. If everything's just in front of the back four, that's what a defender wants. A defender doesn't want to be turned and had the ball played in behind.
Credit the shape of OCB as well. Stopping a lot of the opportunities, picking out a lot of passes. Here's a nice play into the box, laid back. Nice defense by OCB as it goes right to Mark Ridgers. Good job by Callan McFadden, shading him to the byline and forcing the cross right at the edge of the...
Yeah, quality combination there from Moose and Mashad. Mashad picks it up and was able to play a nice combination and get around the outside of Moose, and maybe could have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, but good play there from the Hammerheads, and that's what they need more if they want to get back in this game.
Ball's over to Neal. Nice little pass over for Mendoza, and he keeps it in. Mendoza with the early cross into the box, and that'll just go a bit too far, and Adi will let that roll.
Good work there from Mendoza, and he picked his head up there, and there's one guy in the box, just Michael Cox in the box. Obakop's got to do a little bit better to get himself in the box, as well as perhaps Lewis Neal can get in there as well, and that's how they're going to get that second goal, is by getting more numbers into dangerous goal scoring positions.
I think Anthony Pulis is watching this game with intrigue here as he's making us a few mental notes to come back to the locker room in a few minutes on halftime. He's got a bit of improvement, as that one's going to be over for Obakop as he tries to win the ball, and it'll be out for a corner kick.
And you see the difference there. That was the difference. Mikey Ambrose got his head up and whipped that ball in, and there's 4 guys in there. 4 guys in there to aim at, and what happens? They get a shot on goal, and they win the corner. So better there from OCB, and a better job of the attacking players providing that option for the creators.
Anthony Pulis, son of the EPL coach Tony Pulis, who's coached for West Brom, Crystal Palace, Portsmouth, etc., as well as a player for Orlando City in their former days of USL from 2012 to 2014. Here's Mendoza with the low cross into the box. It'll be headed away, as Ambrose will get to that. Plays it off for Mendoza, cut out by Meacham. So now Liam Miller will pull it back for Logan Miller. There's a bit of pressure being put on by OCB. dangerous passing coming from the Hammerheads. We'll just play it back to Ati now.
Yeah, they're taking some risks. They're playing that ball out of the back, but they've managed to get out the other side, and they're over halfway.
Now Binns lays it off for Barnes. Logan Miller looking for the run on the far side, and it will just get past Austin Martz. It'll be a throw in for OCB.
Again, the execution there, the final ball, which is obviously a very difficult thing to do in the game, but the execution of the final ball isn't quite there for the Hammerheads tonight. That final pass, that final cross, it's limiting their ability to create chances.
As we had OCB swing the momentum in their favor after the first goal, it's kind of swung back in the favor of the Hammerheads now. A lot of possession coming for Wilmington, but unfortunately for them, they're not doing too much with it in terms of getting scoring opportunities in the box.
And Orlando City do look a lot more dangerous when they get entry passes into the final third. They do look a lot more dangerous right now, and maybe profiting from those goal-scoring positions than the Hammerheads.
Keep up to date with all the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about USL. Ball over the top looking for Mendoza, as Adi will just let that one go. You talk about USL and the growth of the league, and obviously the petition going for the league itself to be considered a Division II league instead of the Division III league that they are right now. Really speaks to the volumes of how the league has progressed since Orlando City first joined them in 2011. It's been very impressive, the growth of the league, the partnerships with the MLS teams. It's a very good look for the development of the players as well as the development of the teams and the league itself.
Yeah, look, the league's come a long, long way from the early days, and everything's become much more professionalized, and the opportunities for players is getting larger and larger all the time. So it's great to see so much improvement here in the American professional soccer game.
Quick passing coming from the Hammerheads now, as Binns will wait for the run of Mashad. One-on-one with Mendoza. Nice move to free him up, and it's to the back post and just misses Barnes Homer on the far post.
Yeah, Binns and Mashad combining well there. Mashad with the overlap, and does the in your honor, Johan Cruyff, does the Cruyff turn, and then puts a nice ball in the box with his left foot.
As we do have a player down, Johnny Mendoza looks to be in a bit of pain. As you see, it just missed the head of Barnes Homer.
Yeah, great play there from the youngster Jeff Mashad.
So it looks like we're going to have the training staff come out for Mendoza. He looks to be in a bit of pain. Not really sure what happened here. He looked to have just gone down, not really under any contact or anything, so let's hope it's not something serious.
Not sure if he's just winded.
Mendoza, as you said before, native of Altamont Springs, to Lyman High School, Stetson University, came up through the Orlando City U23 system, played for Orlando City in 2013, then went on to Rochester for the last 2 years, won a championship with them.
Yeah, it looks like he's sick. He's struggling there. He was actually looks like he's being physically sick on the field there, so he's obviously got something, a bug or something, and I doubt he's going to be able to continue. And
yeah, I saw bits and pieces of Mendoza on the sidelines here, just kind of hands on his knees. He looked to be a bit kind of winded, but I guess it's a bit more serious than that.
Yeah, I think he's carrying something. He's obviously carrying something into the game, and he's a tough kid. And he probably said, "Coach, look, I can play. I'll play through it." But he might not be able to do so if he's physically, throwing up on the field there.
So we'll see if he is able to come back into the game. As meanwhile, nice save by Mark Ridgers, as it's going to be cleared away for the time being by OCB. But great ground save by Mark Ridgers to keep the game in favor of OCB, as that one's going to be foul.
That's the
called
danger
on
there.
Marius
You know,
Obacop.
Peroni, Bruno Peroni, he is the danger man. He gets there.
That was actually off Michael Cox, I think. Not sure from that angle, but it looked like Cox kind of put his head down into the ball, but could have been Peroni as well.
Yeah, Cox has given the job of trying to pick Peroni up, and it's a tough job for him tonight.
Good job by Mark Bridgers getting down and making a quick reaction save and keeping the game 1-0 in favor of the Lions. Spins will take this free kick. Another one into the box, as that one's going to go wide. Again, chances coming aplenty.
Yeah, Miller there. He's been all over the park tonight, Miller, and rises there to try and get his head on that ball, and just couldn't get over the top of Cox, it looks like, again. So Cox working hard on the defensive end as well.
Boy, Logan Miller is really throwing his body all over the place tonight.
He's putting it all
went over top of Cox early on, and once again just now really putting his body on the line, trying to get this equalizer.
That's what this game's about, though. You got to put your heart and soul into the game if you want to make it, and these young boys are certainly doing that tonight.
As Marius Obacop and Lewis Neal tried to play a 1-2. Obacop was pushed down as Neal played the ball forward, and the ref said play on.
Yeah, it looked like Moose didn't want to have him get the 1-2 back. He didn't want him to get the 2, did he? The 1 was all right, but you ain't getting the 2.
Meanwhile, we have 2 minutes of added time coming for this end of the first half.
I think both managers at halftime will want to see the tempo raised a little bit, and a little bit more high pressure like that. See if they can win the ball higher up the pitch.
Chambers wins that back in the midfield. A lot of pressure coming now from the Hammerheads, cleared away by Ridgers. One back by the Hammerheads, and again, cleared away by OCB. Faircloth going into the back of Cox is...
Surely Faircloth will be going in for the book again. You know, it's there was no intention there to play the ball. As I said, he is not scared to play the man as well. Old big Ashani Faircloth, the Jamaican, he absolutely clattered Cox there. And again, Cox will be feeling that one.
No card shown by the referee. Let's take another look at this one, see how bad it really was. He really just went into the back of Cox. No, as you said, no intention to play the ball.
Well, obviously maybe the referee was a defender growing up and wanted to give the benefit of the doubt to the defenders. And you often see that, to be honest with you, in terms of that type of foul where, you know.
Well, as we talk about the referee, he blows for halftime. OCB with the lead 1-0 off a Michael Cox penalty in the 25th minute. We'll be back in just a bit. Talk about the first half as well as look at the highlights in the first 45.
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at gococobeach.com.
A nation of thousands. A nation founded on the belief that expectations are not to be met, but defied. A nation of winners. This is Lion Nation. Indulge in exclusive content, behind-the-scenes interviews, and monthly documentaries. In Lion Nation, you get access to things money can't buy, including once-in-a-lifetime on-field experiences. Help make crucial club decisions by casting your vote. Spend reward points on experiences, auctions, and more. And all profits from Lion Nation will be invested back into the product on the pitch. Don't miss your chance to be part of something bigger. Join Lion Nation.
It's about your club. It's about your city. It's about this season. It's about every match. And standing by your colors. Whatever they are, we've got you covered.
Back here at Eastern Florida State College, here in Melbourne, Florida, home of the Titans. As OCB lead the game 1-0 after a Michael Cox penalty right through the midway of the first half. As we're going to go ahead and take a look at some highlights in just a second here from the first half. As Wilmington really dominated the game early on.
Yeah, beautiful flick there from Jeff Machad. Gets it back from Barnes, and just good defending there on the cover from Devon Garcia.
Another chance from the former Eastern Florida State College midfielder, Jeff Machad, getting opportunities.
And this is Lewis Neal again. He was really pulling the springs on attacking wise, feeds the ball there into Cox, and that combination is going to pay dividends throughout the game. But this was a scary moment here for Ridgers. Just managed to get that ball away, or that could have been on ESPN's top 10 bloopers.
Now, Marius Obakop, the one-man wrecking crew, going through the defenders. Nice little one-touch pass from Neal. Goes down after Liam Miller comes in from behind. Penalty called, and Michael Cox, cool as you can be, buries it into the left corner.
Just opens and closes his hips, sends the keepers the wrong way, and that's 1-0. And, you know, a little bit against the run of play there, and that really got Orlando City going, though, and then they took momentum towards the end of the second half.
There was a chance from the Hammerheads. Good save by Mark Ridgers coming in, making a nice quick kick save.
Yeah,
Liam
great
Miller.
Great save there.
That's Logan Miller.
Yeah, Logan Miller again. Couldn't quite get that shot on target, but good stop there from Ridgers to keep it at 1-0 going into the break.
So we'll take a look at some first half stats, as only 5 shots in between the two teams.
Yeah, both teams, you know, playing between the two penalty boxes for the most part, and really not exploiting the space in behind the back four enough, I'm sure, for both coaches. But it was, you know, you can see that with the shots, and, you know, you can kind of see why Wilmington Hammerheads' top scorer is their center back, as, you know, they struggle to really penetrate a back line, and the stats really show that. But a pretty even game. The Hammerheads do have lead with 5 shots, 5 corner kicks, sorry, and have a shot edge by 3-2.
So get closer to the club by subscribing to Lion Nation. Watch exclusive interviews, get behind-the-scenes content, vote on club decisions, be rewarded for your loyalty, and have access to partner discussions. Learn more about Orlando City's new membership program at lionnation.com. Right over there now, they have a bit of a behind-the-scenes of Jason Kreis's first experience with the club, as he came in from New York and was here for his introductory press conference. But speaking of in the here and now, what does OCB really need to do to keep this lead and not only keep it but extend upon it?
Yeah, I think that the Hammerheads have shown their ability to keep the ball, but, you know, OCB have really kind of backed off them and haven't really pressed them in their half of the field and haven't really tried to pinch the ball in the final third of the field. I think if they can put their line of confrontation, you know, that 10 yards higher up the pitch and put a little bit of pressure on Faircloth and Peroni, I think perhaps they're going to turn the ball over. So I think pressing the ball higher up the field will give OCB more opportunities and chances to increase their lead.
All right, well, we'll take a quick break here. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about a very exciting game coming up here at Eastern Florida State in just a few days. So stick around. We'll be back here from the College of Eastern Florida State.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at gococobeach.com.
Back here at Eastern Florida State College, Orlando City B holding a 1-0 lead into halftime as we got a few minutes before the second half. Just want to take a bit of time to talk about a few things here. First off, very big event coming to the campus of Eastern Florida State in just a few days. On Wednesday, the Orlando City MLS side will be taking on the EPL side, Stoke City, whom they have an affiliation with now. Oliver, let's talk a little bit about it, because obviously you're the coach here, and this is kind of your program around here. How big is it to have a club like Stoke City coming to your neck of the woods here out in Melbourne?
Oh, what a wonderful opportunity it is. You know, obviously our relationship with Orlando City and Eastern Florida is a fantastic one, and we're very privileged to have that working relationship with them. And I'm sure they are very privileged to have the opportunity to work with Stoke City, and because of that partnership, we're able to host the game here. And, you know, obviously these stands are going to be absolutely filled. There are a few tickets left over for those people wanting to get tickets, but it's going to be absolutely jam-packed. The atmosphere is going to be unreal, and we're going to see a Premier League team, you know, the best league in the world, the most watched league in the world, and we're going to be able to see one of their top teams in Stoke City, who have been challenging for European places, have made some great runs in the Cup, who have always a perennial tough team to play against in Stoke City. So what an opportunity to see some players who've just come back from the Euros playing. You know, you got Shaqiri that plays for Stoke City, Arnautovic up front as well. So some real big names, and of course we might even see the robot in Peter Crouch.
Good old Peter Crouch, as well as Jeff Cameron, the U.S. international. And obviously Orlando City has a lot of long-standing ties with Stoke City. Phil Rollins, the founder and president of Orlando City, used to be an owner in the ownership group with Stoke City. So the partnership just made sense when it came to it. But another big thing when it comes to Wednesday, it'll be the first coaching appearance for new Orlando City head coach Jason Kreis.
Yeah, what an opportunity for Jason Kreis. He's coaching his first game against Stoke City, so that's going to be a great, really barometer to see some of his players and see how they're going to step up to the play and how they're going to perform and where they're going to fit into his future plans. So I'm sure the players are all chomping at the bit, ready to get in that starting lineup against Stoke City on Wednesday to take on a Premier League team and play for their new manager for the first time. So overall, it's going to be a great event. It's just become a lot more spicier with the appointment of Jason Kreis.
So one of the things that Jason Kreis actually said about this game is he was actually kind of upset that it was going to be happening, just because he came in at the time that he did. But he's going to treat it like a training practice kind of thing. He's going to play a lot of players, and it's going to be very exciting. So,
I'm excited to see what it's all about, and it's going to be a great game.
So we'll come back in just a minute. 1-0 OCB, second half coming up.
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at gococobeach.com.
A nation of thousands. A nation founded on the belief that expectations are not to be met, but defied. A nation of winners. This is Lion Nation. Indulge in exclusive content, behind-the-scenes interviews, and monthly documentaries. In Lion Nation, you get access to things money can't buy, including once-in-a-lifetime on-field experiences. Help make crucial club decisions by casting your vote. Spend reward points on experiences, auctions, and more. And all profits from Lion Nation will be invested back into the product on the pitch. Don't miss your chance to be part of something bigger. Join Lion Nation.
It's about your club. It's about your city. It's about this season. It's about every match. And standing by your colors. Whatever they are, we've got you covered.
Back here at the Titans Soccer Complex, OCB leads it 1-0 as we get ready for the second half. And Michael Cox with the only goal so far this game, coming off a penalty kick earned by Marius Obakop. But before we get into this second half for OCB, I just wanted to talk about Orlando City. Obviously, they have their next game coming up against the Stoke City Potters, coming up on Wednesday here at the Titan Soccer Complex. But Orlando City, the MLS side, obviously returns to Camping World Stadium on Sunday, July 31st. We'll be taking on the New England Revolution, Lee Win, and Kai Kamara. Big names there. Single game tickets are available at OrlandoCitySC.com.
It looks like we are going to have a substitution here. It looks like Coach Andy Pulis is perhaps Mendoza. Maybe that sickness has taken a toll off him. It looks like he's going to be subbed out.
So we'll see who comes in for him. It's actually going to be Richie Larea.
Yeah, Richie started, 16 of 18 games this year, so, he's probably a little disappointed he didn't get the start. And the former Akron man is certainly a talent, and he'll be looking to really translate that form that he showed at Akron into USL and hopefully into Orlando City MLS side as well. But it'll be interesting to see if young David Laura gets in the game tonight. The academy, 17-year-old academy product, is on the bench tonight as well. So it'll be interesting to see if that young lad gets a sniff of USL action tonight.
17-year-old product out of the Orlando City Academy, listed at 5'2", so not quite the tallest guy on the pitch, but definitely has some very big ability. As very early chance coming from Wilmington, as it's played out of play by Devron Garcia. And it'll be an early corner kick coming from the Hammerheads.
And that's really what the Hammerheads need to do. They need to try and find those spaces in behind the back line, and OCB got caught cold a little bit there, and March made a good run in behind and did get into those dangerous areas behind the fullbacks and the centre backs.
There will be Michael Binns once again on his left foot, ready to take, as it's low into the box, and it's in play, out of play, corner kick again, says the assistant referee. So we'll do this one all over again. It's been set to take. Ball's into the box, popped out of the way, and OCB okay for now. Here comes Martz, popped up by Ambrose. Binns still with it, plays it right in. And the shot is tipped over the bar by Ridgers. And it'll be a corner kick. Great effort by Mashad.
Yeah, great reaction so from Ridgers. What a fantastic save. Falling back, sticks his right hand out in the air and just touches that onto the crossbar. But good play there from Binns. Mashad getting in behind and just hammers that with his right foot. And a strong, strong hand from Ridgers turns that away and over the bar for a corner.
Sean just slipped as he got into the box, so his shot may have gone a bit higher than he wanted to, but in the end, it's another chance coming for the Hammerheads as Faircloth shouting for a handball in the box. Nothing given as Logan Miller will take that one, and it's yet another corner coming for the Hammerheads.
Yeah, good start to the second half this for Hammerheads. OCB really needs to wake up and start playing, as otherwise they're going to find their lead just going to be gone. So good start from the Hammerheads, and a shout there for the penalty from Connor.
So it'll be Binns, another corner, this one high into the far post. Headed down, and it's in the back of the net. And Ashani Faircloth scores again against OCB. Scored in the first game of the season and scores again here 2 minutes into the second half. And it's leveled up at 1.
Yeah, Logan Miller has been strong all night in the air, and he won that first ball at the back post, knocks it back into the danger zone, into the 6, and Faircloth gets that second ball and just a nice little finish. Looks like a seasoned centre forward there. Plays that ball with the outside of his right foot and finds the back of the net. 1-1.
Oliver, what was it that you were saying at halftime? Watch out for set pieces if you're OCB.
Yeah, certainly set pieces are obviously a big thing for this squad, and they've started the second half really, really strong, the Hammerheads, and to be fair, they've started it and deserved that goal.
Let's see how OCB respond. Still plenty to play for, plenty of time. You only played about 3 minutes in this second half. And with Richie Larea in now for Johnny Mendoza, as he'll get an opportunity to win the ball as that one's cleared away. We'll see how OCB can respond and possibly take the lead. Again, points very crucial at home, especially in this later stages of the season. As Larea loses the ball. Ball played back now for Binns. And the Hammerheads will just settle down. Popped up in the air. McFadden will put this one way forward. Faircloth just take it down. As pressure coming from OCB is good job by Obakop to win the ball back. Still with it is Obakop. Still with it Obakop, dancing around defenders, tries to get it off to Cox, but a nice interception by Peroni.
Very good play there from Obakop, and just that final pass again. That's really been the story of his season. Did so well to get into a good area, and then maybe was a little impatient with that final pass, giving it away and making it easy for Peroni to cut that ball out. But good play there from Obakop overall. Need more of that from him.
Bridgers will come all the way out of his goalkeeping box to settle that one down. Try and start something for OCB. But a miscommunication there as Ribeiro loses it. McFadden will play it up to Larea, and he'll have an opportunity going forward now. Alice Hayden tries to poke it forward, but it'll go off of Binns, and it'll be a throw-in. Michael Binns, the Jamaican international, officially signed yesterday, has been fairly impressive for the Hammerheads. There's going to be a corner kick coming for Orlando City. It was a nice job by Larea to
Larea was able to find that pocket of space in front of the centre back. It's a great first touch. Was able to get half turn while receiving the ball and get his shot off, and earns a corner kick for OCB.
It's going to be the second corner kick for OCB of the game. And this time it'll be Tony Roacha on his left foot. Ball's low and cleared away.
Yeah, frustrating there. You want to clear that first man while taking the corners.
And the ball just kind of stops as it was about to go out of bounds, and eventually cleared away by Callan McFadden. And it'll be a goal kick for Ati. So far, Wilmington really dominating possession. OCB just trying to get back into the game as Ribeiro takes down Peroni, and not sure what to think of that one, but that's a straight red card.
Yeah.
Straight red card for Bruno Peroni as he throws the ball into Andrew Ribeiro's face. And what a turn of events. My goodness, that was...
What a complete, just a complete lack of discipline there for Peroni. You know, it was a basic foul there from Ribeiro, and he just decides he's going to throw that ball at Peroni, from Peroni at Ribeiro, and he gets a straight red card for it. He's not happy about it. The coach is pretty perplexed from that decision from Peroni about why he decided to pick the ball up and throw it in Ribeiro's face, but very unnecessary play there from Peroni, and he's cost his team big time.
Boy, just as things were going Wilmington's way, all of a sudden, Bruno Peroni, the leading goal scorer for Wilmington, straight red in the 52nd minute, and his night is over. I'm still trying to comprehend what exactly happened. Do you feel like a straight red was kind of harsh in that situation?
Yeah, it's unsportsmanlike conduct, and with intent to harm, and you can't do that. And these players have got to learn, and you can't take matters into your own hand and do that. Yes, it was his free kick, and he had no intention whatsoever other than to aggravate. And so he gets a straight red. He can't do that.
So we will have a substitution, as it looks like Tyler Turner will be coming in for Zach Ellis-Hayden.
So now it'll be interesting to see if OCB are going to make any tactical adjustments, and what Wilmington is going to do now their centre-back is out.
It'll be interesting to see how exactly Wilmington's going to line up in the back line.
Looks like Logan Miller has dropped into centre-back. Yeah, it looks like Logan Miller's going to play alongside Faircloth now at the centre-back position, and Logan Miller obviously been very good in the air all night tonight. I think he'll be able to handle that position.
Wilmington still pressing the attack, still pushing forward. Here's Mashaw, now leaves it off. Comes out to Barnes Homer. Homer.
More of a home run than a shot, wasn't it?
More or less, yeah.
You can see why Barnes has struggled to find the net this season.
Barnes, a veteran, over 20 clubs in his career, 30-year-old out of Dudley, England. Played for a number of second division clubs over his career. Will be played back to Ati, and he'll clear that out of play, but it'll be a throw-in dangerous area for OCB.
Yeah, the Hammerheads will just go into a 4-4-1 system now.
As OCB squanders the opportunity, but wins it back. Good job by Garcia. As it's going to fall for Lorea, not quick enough to get to it. And it'll be cleared away. Barrow runs it down, and OCB will reset.
A big opportunity, a few weeks back, Orlando City was in a similar situation and wasn't able to take advantage of the extra man. And it'll be interesting to see if they can do that tonight.
Still looking for Michael Cox over the top, as Liam Miller will cut that one out and try and start the attack for the Hammerheads now. Here comes Binns. Past a few. Still with Binns. And ball will just be headed back. Bridges will take, and now OCB trying to push forward again.
Nicely done there from Mikey Ambrose.
Ball is just kicked away by Lewis Neal, trying to cushion the pass a bit more than he intended. Nice quick passing coming from the Hammerheads.
And Moose has gone into that center of the field there with Liam Miller.
Now Ribeiro tries the back heel, but no one there to meet it. Now it's Turner playing for Ribeiro.
I wonder how long it'll take for Orlando City to make a change, perhaps, and put another striker up there, as they probably don't need three guys in the center of the midfield, as they're only going against two from the Hammerheads.
As Obakop now one-on-one with his defender. Plays it back for Ambrose. OCB will settle down now. Looking for Lewis Neal, and it'll be poked away by Faircloth. Cleared away by Logan Miller. And to talk about the depth that OCB has right now in terms of the striker position, there really isn't too many players on the bench that they can pull from. Keegan Smith, the only listed forward that they have on the bench.
Yeah, the young academy, the young academy player David Laura, it's a 1-1 game. Maybe a step too far for ask him to come in, but he is a creative number 10 type, and could be a good experience for him, and an opportunity to see if he can turn this game and turn the screw for OCB. But they certainly need to get more players closer to Cox. Whether they change the personnel or not, it's definitely with that extra man, they need to get more players in a dangerous position that they can score from. whether that's putting Richie Larea more central.
As there goes Tyler Turner down, and it'll be a free kick coming, quickly taken. And it looks like we'll be having a substitution for the Hammerheads, maybe getting a bit more defensive play as Ambrose tries to keep that one in play and does, but it's a turnover. And a misplay by Garcia. Tries to win it back, and now here comes the counterattack for the Hammerheads. Garcia will just play this one back. Dangerous opportunities, despite being a man down. Wilmington still playing very aggressively.
Yeah, and there's going to be gaps opening up here. If they keep pushing numbers forwards, which they are, there's definitely going to be gaps opening up the other side.
As there's Larea getting it wide for Turner. Turner with a good chance, plays it in for Larea. As Larea plays it for Neal. Neal with the misplay just kind of stops, and it's cleared all the way back to Ridgers. Looks like Larea was shouting for a foul, but nothing given by the referee.
Yeah, skipper Lewis Neal wasn't happy with the referee there. He thought Larea was fouled and wanted that free kick on the edge of the box.
Ball will be played out wide to the far side for Turner. Getting very involved in his first few minutes on the pitch.
And Turner's gonna, you know, he's scored a few goals this year for OCP. He's one of their leading scorers actually, even as a defender, and he's gonna give them a lot more attacking thrust down that right wing.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for the Wilmington Hammerheads in the 60th
Looks
minute.
like the
Leading
substitution.
number 7, Austin Martz. He's replaced by number 25, Faraday Souza.
So Faraday Souza out of the Democratic Republic of Congo will be replacing Austin Martz. Souza played for the Carolina Railhawks U23 team, as well as the Atlanta Silverbacks from 2013 to 2015. This will be his 7th appearance on the season.
And he's going to slot into that right back position, and obviously now the Hammerheads will be happy with a point and want to probably just hold on and get out here with something.
As Neal tries to play a 1-2 with Obacomp, but it's cut out, and Wilmington Hammerheads will get it up the field. But speaking of Souza, I did see a bit of film on him. Very, very pacey kind of guy. Despite playing the right back position as he is now, he's primarily left-footed. Doesn't quite like his right foot as much as he does his left, obviously being a primarily left-footed player, but definitely one to watch out for in terms of not only defending, but bombing down the wing.
Well, it'll be interesting to see a left-footed player playing in his right-back position, or whether he's on there just to take care of Obacop. You know, Obacop's been sharp tonight. Maybe they see him as the danger man, so Souza's on to shut him down.
As that's going to be a throw-in coming for OCB as Larea gets down the wing, and it's cleared away by Binns.
Yeah, Ben certainly has made a good debut appearance tonight for the Hammerheads. He's been sharp, good with his range of passing, and been strong in the tackle.
Meanwhile, with OCB, they've gotten some chances here and there. The only real shot on goal they've had is the penalty kick. They seem to be inching just a bit closer as they go along. As here's Larea again, and once again poked out by Binns.
Yeah, definitely controlling possession now after the red card and controlling territorial advantage. Really camped in Wilmington's half. They'll be looking to make this pressure tell and get the winning goal over this next 30 minutes. And it's important 30 minutes for their season. You know, if they can show that they can go on and move on and get this winning goal, that's going to give them confidence down the stretch and to go on and keep improving these results and turn these draws into wins. On the other side of the coin, if they can't get this win tonight, then again it's going to, you know, it says something about the squad and their inability to finally get those final wins.
Nice job by Obacomp winning the ball back. Throw in coming. So OCB will try and set up the offense here. Swing it around. Roacha and Lewis Neal passes it, looking for Obacomp, but a bit mishit. And now it's a counterattack coming for the Hammerheads. Here's Freddy Souza coming all the way up.
There's your boy Souza cutting in and driving up the field with his left foot. playing it right back, but you know, he's going to make that diagonal and run forward, isn't he? As he's naturally a left-footed player playing on the right back position. So if Orlando City can, you know, pinch him, they'll then be able to exploit the space in behind him. Tyler Turner, you know, he's off the bench tonight as well. He's got a lot to prove. He needs to get out there and get his right back spot back.
Got another half an hour or so to do that. Ambrose will get free on the left wing. Tries to cut it inside and get a cross in, but it will be out for another corner kick.
Yeah, nice switch of play there from Ribeiro. Opened up the field, and there's going to be a lot more need for that in these last 30 minutes. If they can get the ball from left to right and right to left, it's going to open up space and opportunity for crosses and service.
So now with Bruno Peron out of the game, definitely gives Orlando City a bit of more of a chance to get something going on set pieces. Obviously, you still have Faircloth in there, but
Cox and Devron Garcia, they're big presences there, and they'll be looking to get their head on this one.
It'll be Tony Roacha taking this one on his left foot, so it'll swing out. As that one's into the box, headed away. Ribeiro, deflection and a great save, and another one. And it will be offside on OCB, but a great reaction save by Eric Adi, getting down and denying.
You could see the agility on the former Atlanta Silverbacks goalkeeper, just flung himself to his left, and just the agility to get there. That was going Nestle in the back of the net, and he gets there. Great save from Ati, and he's earning his paycheck there with that second save as well, even though it was an offside.
And the shot by Ribeiro took about 2 or 3 deflections as it came in on him, so it changed directions multiple times. Credit to Ati there, and able to read that after the multiple deflections and still get a hand on it. OCB trying to put that one in the back of the net after just being denied. Nice little back heel pass from Tyler Turner, showing off a bit of skill. As there's Roacha trying to cut inside, just hasn't cleared away.
And they're turning a screw here, OCB. Gonna get this ball out wide here to Ambrose, see if they can have another ball in the box.
That one's looking far post. Neal tries to meet. Gonna be headed away. As now Roacha will play it back. And Turner will cross it into the box. Adi comes out, and it's popped out of his hand. It's put into the back of the net by Neal, but I believe they're gonna call a foul on Cox.
Yeah, that was too good to be true. Lewis Neal thought it was Christmas there when that ball popped out to him, and I was able to volley that into an open net. But obviously the foul was called on Cox, on the goalkeeper Addy. Let's see if he gets a piece of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe his arm's out a little bit. Again, the goalkeeper's always going to get the benefit of the doubt in those ones. But a lot better play from OCB. Really putting some pressure on, getting the ball wide, getting balls into the box, and trying to make this extra man count.
Good spells of possession by OCB really do give the team a bit more confidence going forward. As I say that, Wilmington getting forward now. Chance with the overlap is Liam Miller. Crosses in, and it's blocked away nicely by Ambrose, putting his body on the line. And it'll be another corner coming for the Hammerheads.
Good communication there from Liam Miller. You know, you want your young players as a coach to, you know, communicate to each other, and you could hear Liam Miller there, and hold it, Barnesy, hold it. He wanted to get around on the overlap, and he did so, and was able to earn a corner for his team. But good lesson for the youngsters there to make sure they're communicating to their teammates.
Liam Miller, the 35-year-old, still playing. Former EPL player with Manchester United, QPR, etc. That one's over everyone's head, and it'll be a goal kick coming for Mark Ridgers.
That's what these, you know, older players towards the end of their career are going to bring. You know, they're not going to maybe have the dynamic play in their legs anymore, but they're going to have that knowledge and understanding and tactical discipline in their play that the young players can learn from.
Ambrose looks for the run of Obacop. He's got a chance, crosses it into the box, and it'll go over everyone's head. It'll be met by Ribeiro. Ribeiro, the low shot for Cox, and it's off of Ati, and it'll be a...
It's just Looks like it's
offside.
just an offside call. Cox are just straight offside. Good ball in, good through ball here to Oberkop. Oberkop blasts this across goal. Finally comes out on the edge of the box. Doesn't get a good contact on that, but Cox doesn't get a great contact on it either and gets called for the flag. Can't really see from that angle if it was offside or not, but Addy was there again to make the save, whether it was offside or not. The boy's having a good night, and Addy is it's a one-man. You know, he's trying to do his best to keep a clean, keep it all one for his team tonight.
And Marius Oberkamp, after that pass, that will be his last action of the night as Antonio Matarazzo will come in. The 6'4" defender, midfielder out of Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Drafted in the MLS draft by Orlando City. Wasn't signed by the MLS side, instead signed by the B team as well. So this will only be his second game of action for the team on the season.
Interesting substitution there, trying to find out exactly what system there, if they have changed their system at all, or where Materazzi's going to slot in. He is obviously a centre back usually, but it looks like he's going to play at left back, and Mikey Ambrose has been pushed up. So this is the tactical change I talked about. Looks like they're going into more of a 4-4-2. Mikey Ambrose is going to play on this left wing, and Lewis Neal's going to play just right up front alongside Cox, with Mikey Ambrose on the left. Tyler Turner on the right side of.
We'll see how this strategy works out for OCB. Again, 1-1 in the 70th minute here. As a dispossession here is Wilmington now with the counterattack. Ball played a bit behind. Kind of stops the play a bit, and it's now a turnover by the Hammerheads. OCB really looking more dangerous team as of right now, but just can't quite get it past that defensive line.
They've actually gone to a 3-5-2. That's what they've done. So Mikey Ambrose is playing the left wing-back spot. Tyler Turner's the right wing-back spot. And the three midfielders in there. Richie Larea has moved into the center of the midfield with Roacha and Ribeiro.
You got the three center backs, Callan McFadden, Garcia, and Matarazzo.
So here we go. There's rolling the dice here from Coach Pulis, and see if this slight tweak of the formation will yield any results. 20 minutes to play. Big 20 minutes here at Eastern Florida State College.
You can see the intent from OCB, really trying to go for the win, trying to get all 3 points. As we said, only 12 games left, right on the 8th spot of the playoffs, 24 points on the season. And with a few tough games coming up for OCB, you really can't take any points for granted. If you get 1 point, it's not the same as getting 3. You'll take it, but points will be at a premium the next few weeks for OCB.
Watching this game, I'm a little surprised that Oberkop was the one withdrawn and sacrificed for the change in the system, as he was certainly one of the most dangerous players here for Orlando City B tonight.
It may have been just because Ambrose is adept at playing forward and coming back and playing the defensive role. As it will be a yellow card issued to Ashani Faircloth on the tackle. As just as I said, Mikey Ambrose's name, he goes into a tough challenge with Faircloth, and it'll be a very, very dangerous free kick coming for OCB just at the edge of the box.
Not sure if it was called for the foul. Yeah, it looks like Faircloth gets the yellow for the foul, and then Meacham handballed it as well. If you can see here, as Mikey Ambrose gets into that good wing-back position, and yeah, Faircloth again. We've talked about him. I said that wasn't going to be the only foul he's going to commit tonight, and he certainly has taken 70 minutes to go in the book, but it was definitely coming.
So it looks like Andrew Ribeiro will be the one to line up to take this. See if he goes straight forward or tries to play it in for someone's head.
Lewis Neal's positioned in the wall there. You wonder if they're going to try some kind of trick free kick.
As chipped over the top. Neal over, and it's going to be played out.
Looks like
great chance by OCB.
Off the bar, they did indeed play that trick free kick, and Lewis Neal smashes that against the crossbar. Very unlucky for the wily veteran.
Great opportunity coming as OCB another one. Roacha plays it, centers it, and it's played out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick coming for OCB.
Roacha put a ball, it was just behind Connor Donovan.
Let's have a quick look at the free kick here.
Oh, actually didn't hit the crossbar. Keeper makes another save. So Addy comes up big there on the first save, saves that cross shot from Lewis Neal, and that ball was just behind Devron Garcia, and Faircloth came back and cleared that ball away.
So a substitution here for the Hammerheads as Qudis Lawal will come in for Jeff Mashad.
It'll be end of night for Jeff Mashad. Played well tonight, was able to create a number of good opportunities for his team in the first half, and did win that corner that their equalizing goal came from.
Corner coming in, headed up in the air as Neal tries to get a volley on it, but instead it will go out for another corner kick for OCB.
The pressure's definitely mounting here from OCB, and they'll be looking to try and make this pressure tell.
Just keep peppering the goal, free kicks, corner kicks, set pieces in general. Happened in the beginning of the second half with Wilmington. They had about 4 or 5 corner kicks and eventually found the goal. Let's see if OCB can do the same, as that one's going to be just a bit too low and played.
Frustrating as a coach there. You're so frustrated to see that hit the front man. That's 2 in a row. He's hit the front defender.
So Adi will punch that one away. And here comes Barnes Homer. On the run on the wing, and nice little toe poke by Tyler Turner just to stop the attack.
Yeah, Barnes, you know, you can see why he's up there for the Hammerheads. He's not a lethal front man, not prolific in front of goal, but he does hold the ball up well for the Hammerheads and relieve the pressure very well there for the Hammerheads. So they're able to get out of their half and breathe again.
While OCB play now, Orlando City play on Wednesday. There's a third team in the Orlando City soccer community that'll be playing. The Orlando Pride return home Friday, August 26th against the Washington Spirit at 7:30. Single game tickets for upcoming matches are available at orlando-pride.com. There's a great defensive play there by Callum McFadden as he's holding his head. Looks to be in a bit of pain as trainers are called over immediately. Not sure exactly what happened there. May have just gotten kicked in the back of the head or something, but he's up and walking now.
It's a good run forward there from Lawal. Took it into his own hand, goes past him, and then a quality block there from Maka, and I think he just catches the right arm of Lowell as he goes to ground.
Looks like it was the right knee of McFadden, and because the trainer had to come out, even though McFadden got up very quickly, he still has to come out until the referee signals him to come back on. So it's 10v10 right now for the time being as well. Callum McFadden's already back on as soon as the whistle was blown.
Yeah, he didn't have to ask him twice. The tough Irishman wanted to be back out there in the thick of things.
As Ribeiro trying to challenge now, putting pressure on. Ball over the top, looking for Lawal. Holds up play against Turner. And we'll play it back now. Switches field as Ambrose misplays that a bit, but will maintain possession. As we reach the 77th minute here now in this game. Still 1-1. LCB's only goal coming in the 25th minute from Michael Cox. And Wilmington's Ashani Faircloth scoring in the 48th minute. Here's a run by Lewis Neal. And as he holds it up, plays it back for Ambrose. Just passing it around the area now is Orlando City as Turner gets across into the box. No one there but Faircloth. And Turner will try to win it back, but called for the foul.
Yeah, good patient play there from OCB, using that extra man with the sending off from Wilmington Hammerheads, and using the extra man to switch it from side to side, and that change in system also helped that. And then just not enough quality in that final pass in there from Tyler Turner, and played away by the Hammerheads.
As the wall was down for a moment, and now it's back up. There we see Anthony Pulis talking up his team a bit.
He's going to want to get this goal. You know, it's 13 minutes plus to go, and he's going to want to get this next winning goal and get the 3 points for OCB.
His kick is deep into the night. Popped up in the air. Is a bit of miscommunication between 3 Orlando City players, as no one was really sure who was going to go get the ball. Eventually it comes to Devron Garcia. So again, Orlando City B trying to push forward, trying to get that second goal. Still time to do it. 12 minutes plus added time. Just got to keep pushing forward. Held up by Larea, applied back to Turner.
These are the types of moments in the season where you need your big players to step up. You need a Richie Larea, the MLS player with an MLS contract. He needs a big moment in his career. Young Michael Cox, who's been doing it all season long, he needs some help.
Ball is looking for a run of Ambrose, but it'll be headed away. So a corner kick coming again for OCB.
Let's see if the service and the delivery here from Tony Roacha can be on the money and right into that danger area, clearing that first defender.
Just got to get it a bit higher than he has the past few corner kicks. Got some big bodies in there. As that one's a good ball into the middle of the pack and will come out and be met by Roacha. Chipped into the box again, played out, and will be taken by Ferry Souza.
That was a better delivery there from Roacha, but you know, personally, I like my set pieces, free kicks, corners on the in-swing, right curled into the keeper. I think it gives you a little bit more of an opportunity there to get that shot on target.
The downside of having all of the free kick takers for Orlando City B out in the field right now, all being lefties. Lewis Neal, Tony Roacha. Those are the 2 primary guys who usually take those corner kicks. Just under 10 minutes to play now. Game is shifted in terms of possession. Orlando City getting a lot of opportunities, but haven't capitalized on any in the second half.
They need that bit of quality. They need to continue to get ball into those dangerous areas, get the ball in behind Wilmington and see if they can have that one bit of quality. That's all it's going to take.
So Stefan DeFrager coming in and Matthew Barnes coming out. This will be DeFrager's 12th appearance on the season out of Guilford, New Hampshire. Play it out and be a throw in for OCB. So you hear the Orlando City chants coming from the Harbor City hooligans behind the goal. As we talk about supporter groups, got to shout out the Port City firm out in Wilmington supporting the Hammerheads. Neal plays that one centered for Ribeiro. Just trying to play that one. Ball's into the box. Cox, nice job holding up. Still with Cox, lays it off for Turner, crosses into the box, looking far post. Neal heads it back into the center, and it'll be cleared away, but Roacha able to get there. Roacha with the shot, and he buries it! What a goal, Tony Roacha, as he gives OCB the lead. 8 minutes to go, and what a rocket from Roacha.
Yeah, good pressure from OCB, and the pressure finally tells. Wilmington Hammerheads, they almost look they were out on their feet. The ball popped out there to Roacha, and with his uncharacteristic right foot, just hits that hard, gets a good connection on the ball, and the keeper's beaten.
Roacha's got a foot like a traction engine, and he buries it right past Ati.
Did that get a slight deflection? And we'll be able to see from this other angle. It's a great first touch though from Roacha. Look at that, just little first touch, and it does get a deflection. Looks like Faircloth gets his head on it and tries to divert it away from goal and diverts it the other side past the keeper, and OCB get that leading goal.
All they do need to do now is settle in and try and play this one out.
And if they can see what's going on, it looks like we got a smoke bomb on the field, and the Harbour City Hooligans getting a little bit excited there. And they don't want to make sure that their centre-backs can see what they're doing here to close out this game.
Very dangerous time for the smoke to go off as it blows right into the middle of the field. Just got to make sure that OCB players can see exactly who they're targeting and who their defenders and attackers are. Nice job by Larea to stay on his feet. OCB will just try and play the possession game a bit.
Yeah, they should be able to, with the extra man and the slight shift in the formation, they should be able to keep the ball away from the Hammerheads now and finish out this game. Obviously still, 7-8 minutes to go left, and still an opportunity to get back in the game for the Hammerheads. Not over yet.
It's a nice job on the far side. Michael Cox just playing Michael Meacham on that far side.
And on that goal, going back to the goal again, what a great, fantastic play from Lewis Neal. What awareness to head that ball, running hard to his left, was able to head that ball back across the goal. He knew he couldn't get a good firm header on goal, so instead of trying to go for goal, he just headed it back into the penalty area, and then it popped out to Roacha, and he was able to do the rest.
Hit the 85th minute. CB still with all the possession. Free chance for Larea as he'll try and curl it to the back post and just goes wide. Great effort by Larea as no one really came to challenge him. He had free space and time, just a bit too wide.
Yeah, lovely bit of skill there from Larea. Just picks his head up and whips that ball around with the inside of his right foot, and just must have been inches wide from putting his team 3-1 up.
Still time for Wilmington to pull one back, but again with a man down and a bit of a defensive shape for OCB, it's going to be very hard. They do have some pacey players out there. The wall right up top, as well as Freddie Souza on the wing. Still plenty of time, plenty of opportunity, but OCB holding firm in their defensive line as Ambrose goes up for the header. That'll come out to DeFrager. He's one-on-one now. There's a turn. There's the wall, trying to make some moves there. Nice job by Turner winning the ball back. He'll keep it in play, and he'll take a few dribbles down the line. Still with Tyler Turner. Still with Turner as he has it taken away. And he remains down on the field.
It was a good win from Tyler Turner in the first place, but he's got to give that ball up. He's put his team in a little bit of trouble here.
He's back into it now. It's Monteranzo right on DeFrager.
See, the momentum's completely shifted now as the Hammerheads are going all out. They're going to leave some spaces at the back, but they're going to try and make this one all square. They're going to keep pushing to the final whistle.
So OCB wins that one back, and another miscommunication as it's given away. As here's Souza.
He's in on his left foot.
Trying to get it on his left foot. Still with it, Souza goes onto his right foot. Great save by Ridgers. Fantastic diving effort by Mark Ridgers to keep the game in favor of OCB.
And that's really been the story of Ridgers all season. He really was fantastic there. What a great save. Souza so strong, holding off defenders, and then just cracks the ball, but Ridgers is sharp and not only makes the first save, but is really, really quick to get that second save before Barnes could turn it into the net. And Coach Pierce would be furious on the sideline. That's twice in the last minute the OCB have just given the ball back to the Hammerheads. If you're going to give it away, give it to them way down in the corner.
Now Curtis Lawal in the midfield. Pushes off a defender, still with Lawal. Leaves it off and it's cleared away. OCB living dangerously as Wilmington pushing forward, trying to find that equalizer.
They've got to show tactical discipline now and understand where they are in the game. They need to play the ball long into the corners. No risky passes. Play percentage soccer, percentage football. Don't give anything away to the Hammerheads. I know Coach Pierce was furious earlier in the season when they squandered a one-goal lead, and he's not going to want to see that happen again tonight. So it's very important that all these OCB players get focused and play the ball forward.
It's going to be popped up in the air by Ribeiro and immediately given back to the Hammerheads. This one definitively cleared away by Roacha. And it actually took a deflection, so it'll be an OCB throw right at midfield.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Roacha playing the percentages, playing that ball forward. It gets the touch, and they're winning the throw-in, and then they can play again. They can get reorganized.
Of course, OCB taking their time as they go along here. Looks like we do have a booking in. Yeah, it looks like we do have a booking.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card has been issued to OCB number 6, Richie Larea.
Richie Larea gets a yellow card for. I'm honestly not sure. It's another yellow card issued to an OCB player. It's just a few minutes left. Lions trying to grind out this win, 2-1. As we approach the 90th minute. See how many minutes added on the fourth official gives. Matarazzo mistimes his jump, but still wins the ball. Played forward by Ambrose, but it'll be taken away by Souza. Souza gets it wide as DeFrager one-on-one with Ambrose. Has an overlap. As block shot, nicely done by Tony Roacha, and it's cleared away for the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time.
So 2 minutes added on by the fourth official. As still time for Wilmington, cleared away by McFadden. As Michael Cox will try and run this one down. Played by DeFrager. Off of Lewis Neal. Still time, still chances. It's Wilmington to turn the shot, and just over the top. Curtis Lawal with space and time fires it just over, and Orlando City got to be counting their lucky stars that didn't just dip a bit too low. Again, just creating space for himself. Nice turn to get away from Garcia. Garcia stops as he feels there was a foul. Could have turned into disaster. As the referee will give it to the Hammerheads. Hammerheads pushing forward. Faircloth, center back all the way forward, trying to provide some height in the box as they try and get it and just cross it into the box. Anthony Pulis on the sideline, infuriated because he thought the ball went out of play, but fourth official doesn't give it. This may be one of the last chances for Wilmington, as DeFrager will get on it. Ambrose right on him. Cuts inside, centers it off, as Miller lays it off. Tries to switch field, headed down, as Garcia tries to clear it. It's gonna be in the middle of the box. Liam Miller at the shot, and it's in! Oh goodness, Liam Miller. Heartbreak for OCB as the whistle was seconds away from blowing. And Liam Miller finds the top corner of the net, completely out of reach by Mark Ridgers. And Liam Miller with his first goal on the year, the former Manchester United player. The inability to clear from OCB, and it just pops out for Miller, just out of the reach of Mark Ridgers. Boy, oh boy. OCB's really got to feel hard done by that. Now it's 2-2. Still a few seconds left. OCB may have a chance, and they don't. As I said, with seconds left on the game, Liam Miller equalizes for the Wilmington Hammerheads, and heartbreak for OCB as a 2-1 victory turns into a 2-2 draw. We'll be back in just a moment with Coach's interview.
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at gococobeach.com.
A nation of thousands. A nation founded on the belief that expectations are not to be met, but defied. A nation of winners. This is Lion Nation. Indulge in exclusive content, behind-the-scenes interviews, and monthly documentaries. In Lion Nation, you get access to things money can't buy, including once-in-a-lifetime on-field experiences. Help make crucial club decisions by casting your vote. Spend reward points on experiences, auctions, and more. And all profits from Lion Nation will be invested back into the product on the pitch. Don't miss your chance to be part of something bigger. Join Lion Nation.
It's about your club. It's about your city. It's about this season. It's about every match. And standing by your colors. Whatever they are, we've got you covered.
Welcome back to the campus of Eastern Florida State College. 2-2 the final after a last-second goal by Liam Miller of the Wilmington Hammerheads. We're going to send it down onto the field with our own Oliver 12 Trees with Coach Anthony Pulis.
I'm here with Coach Pulis after an exciting 2-2 draw. Obviously very frustrated, Coach, but, good heart in the second half. And what do you think?
No, disappointed. To be honest with you, I don't even think we deserved a point, if I'm honest, tonight. I was really, really disappointed with the guys. From minute 1 through to minute 92, whatever there was, it's probably the poorest we've been. I'm quite a positive guy and always try and look for the positives, but difficult to find any tonight, if I'm honest. Disappointing, but we have to dust ourselves off now and get ready for the next game.
Sure, it was interesting to see you switch to a 3-5-2. Is that something you've worked on in training, or just trying to use that extra man?
Yeah, no, to be honest, it's not something that we've worked on. It's just something I felt like was important to try and see if we could get a little bit more width from Tyler and Mikey Ambrose, to see if we could get them higher up the pitch, and Antonio's good in possession, so I felt like that might suit us a little bit. And to be honest, we were a little bit better when we went to that shape, but unfortunately we didn't kill it off.
Yeah, it happens, Coach. I'm sure you'll be back out stronger next time. Yeah. All right, appreciate it. Thanks, mate. Here we got the goal scorer. The second goal was from Tony Roacha, but actually a rocket with his right foot. Not usually known for your right foot, but great strike nonetheless.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I saw it and I tried to get a shot on goal, and luckily it was deflected and went in, and it gave us a chance to win.
Yeah, you've been having a great season out here for OCB, and how have you enjoyed the experience so far?
Oh, I love it. I mean, we can all play good on this nice field that we have out here, and I think we're gelling as a team. As we can see, I think we're 7 games undefeated, and we should have come out here with 3 points, but I mean, that's soccer. You have to play till the whistle blows, and we just have to look forward to the next game.
What are you looking forward to for the team now moving forward for that race for the playoffs? What do you think the team needs to do to try and make that final push?
I just think we need to be more enthusiastic coming out. I think we're a little sluggish today, and if we play a full 90, I don't think any team can beat us in this league.
Yeah. All right, well, it's great to watch you play this season. Well done. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that's back to you guys. Exciting 2-2 draw here at Eastern Florida State College.
All right, well, exciting, disappointing, many adjectives to use for this one. Let's go right into the highlights and break this game down just a bit, shall we? So first off, the goal coming off the penalty kick, the first one for Orlando City B, as Marius Obakop, his individual effort, earns a penalty, and Michael Cox very calmly slots it into the left corner of the net, putting OCB up 1-0. And that's how it stayed for the first half. And immediately as the second half started, Ashani Faircloth, the defender for the Hammerheads, gets a late touch on the ball and just pokes it home past Mark Ridgers to even the game at 1 apiece. As then Orlando City B tried to force their way back into the game, try and retake the lead, and a bit of a break for OCB as Bruno Peron shown a straight red card for throwing the ball at Andrew Ribeiro, which took the Hammerheads down to 10 men as OCB tried to capitalize on the advantage and unable to do so for the majority of the match, peppering the goal. But unfortunately for them, Eric Ati, the goalkeeper for the Hammerheads, on form tonight, getting a piece of just about everything. Chances galore coming for OCB. And again, clearance after clearance. But finally, OCB broke through. Tony Roacha with the rocket of a right foot into the back of the net. Takes a deflection off of Ashani Faircloth's head, but it still doesn't make it any more pretty of a goal. And then unfortunately, OCB hard done by this one as Liam Miller, former Manchester United man, just a bit of a chip shot into the top corner of the net, just inches away from Mark Ridgers. And the game finished 2-2. So let's take a look at the final stats on the night. As 18 shots between the two teams, 10 on goal, as it changed dramatically from the first to second half. Wilmington advantage on the corners, 10-6. About 19 fouls committed on the night between both teams. Obviously the red card shown to Bruno Peron, as well as 4 yellow cards between the two teams. Well, as we wrap up here, we do have 3 more games left at the Titan Soccer Complex on the season. OCB back on the 6th against Toronto FC 2. They'll be in Louisville this coming weekend. I'd like to thank all of the folks here at Eastern Florida State, especially Brian Foster, our director, for Oliver Twelvetrees, my color commentator. My name's Austin David. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Gerardo forwards. It's in! Roacha's got it.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.